Worker has two main features: Quick Adjust and Loop Curve. Everything else is collection of super handy smaller features. They may not sound crazy on their own, but together they can speed up your workflow by quite a bit. Let's start with Quick Adjust. Quick Adjust lets you change the number of edges in a loop or faces in a region while preserving the density of your original selection. By holding Shift and scrolling the mouse wheel, you can change the number of edges the loop is built from. You can see the current number of edges in the center of selection. You can also use it on faces. By holding Shift and scroll, you can adjust the amount of loops in that region. By pressing V, you can change the active axis. What does R do? It was created for cylinders, because guess what? You can dynamically adjust the number of faces a cylinder has. Super handy. By pressing R, the result relaxes and follows the cylindrical shape more closely. Quick Adjust also works on closed loops. For now though, it still can be a bit buggy when it comes to n-gons. Loops Curve is a new feature. After activating it, you can use the Ctrl plus mouse wheel to adjust the number of curve points. If you left click and drag one of them, you can move that point. As you see, the selected edges follows the curve, and here you have a lot of options. Pressing T makes the edge follow the curve while preserving more of their original surface shape. V makes the selected point sharp. A gives you even more control over the curve profile by showing the curve handles. D snaps the selected curve point to the geometry under your cursor. It is super useful. And if your edge loop does not have enough resolution to follow the curve properly, you can always change it with Shift Scroll by using Quick Adjust. Other features. By pressing Alt D, you open small menu with most of the features. Smart Transform. It was created to move objects faster. By default, shortcut is mouse button 5, which is usually the side button on your mouse. Basically, it works like a move operation, but choosing an axis is faster. X and Z works normally, and C works as Y-axis. Y still works as Y-axis, but I personally fell in love with using the C because it's closer on the keyboard to the Z and X, and it saves you a bit of time because you don't have to move your hand away from your default hand position on keyboard. You can use the mouse wheel to scale and Shift plus the mouse wheel to rotate. By pressing Shift plus an axis, you exclude that axis, just like in normal Blender move operation. To confirm Smart Transform, double click the left mouse button or use the Ctrl plus left click. Next we have Place New Loop. It is basically made for quickly creating panels. While placing it, you can dynamically adjust the resolution using Shift and Scroll. If you click on the starting vertex, it closes the loop. Smart Loops. Smart Loops is still a bit experimental, but it basically works like this. You select a few loops, and the last selected loops becomes the target for the others. By enabling shape matching, the other loops can match the shape of the target loop. Sometimes the axis flips, so you can press the V to swap it, but this feature can still be a little bit buggy. By default, when you select loops, the first one matches the density and amount of edges of the last one. Connect loops. If you have loops that are separated but should become one panel, for example, it can connect them together. Loop statistics is really a big part of this add-on. It shows you the amount of edges in a loop. You can enable side mode and it will automatically show you how many edges belongs to the different sides of your selection. It can also highlight those sides with different colors. To stack the highlight of selected region, click Shift plus Alt D. By the way, you can change or disable the color of highlights, change them into thinner or dashed, or disable it in preferences if you prefer a cleaner viewport. Snapping presets are mainly something I made for myself, but I think many of you will find them useful too. Radial menu. By default, it contains most of the features I already mentioned, plus a few others, like Quick Rotate. I mostly rotate things by 90, 180 or 270 degrees. Normally I would have to press R, choose an axis, then type 9 and 0. This is a lot of clicks, and I also have to move my hand away from its default position. With Quick Rotate I can choose the axis. C works as the Y axis here as well, so it is even faster. Pressing an axis rotates by 90 degrees, Ctrl plus an axis rotates by 118 degrees, and Shift plus an axis rotates by negative 90 degrees, which is the same as 270 degrees. After choosing an axis, the rotation is only previewed. You confirm it with the left mouse button, so you can always check the result first. View memory. Sometimes I have the viewport in the perfect position, but I need to check something somewhere else. I really like the view, so I can simply save it. Then I can move around freely and return to that exact perspective by choosing view and restoring it. And for now, that's all. You can customize the radial menu in preferences. This is pretty straightforward. You can turn off and replace the default action and add your own. For example, I use Convert to Mesh a lot. To add an operation like that, you go to the scripting workspace, perform the action, look at the Python console, and copy the bpy.ops operation. Paste it into the radial menu settings in preferences, and you have a new custom button. You can use the same method to create shortcuts for basically anything. You can also customize many other options, like thickness of the loop curve. And yeah, new stuff will come in future versions. For now, the add-on is still in alpha, and I'm really proud of how it works. The add-on supports Blender 4.5.2, LTS, and all Blender 5 Plus versions.